Hey everybody, welcome to my kitchen. Okay, it's 5 cups, 5 colors. That's the cooking demo we're doing today. You know me, normally I like to cook with music, but I don't think I can upload it to YouTube while listening to Taylor Swift Christmas jingles. Okay, that probably won't fly for licensing. So shoot, you're just gonna have to listen to me talk. I'm gonna try to go as quick as possible so this video is not boring. I'm not good at editing and splicing and dubbing and all the things you have to do with videos to make them really cool. So this is just gonna be me showing you how I would put together a veggie bake is what I'm gonna call it. So if I'm thinking about 5 cups of veggies and 5 colors, I almost weekly will do a food prep where I just bake a ton of veggies. It's my favorite way to eat vegetables, over sauteing, over boiling for sure. I love raw veggies and salads and stuff. But a bake, there's something about the flavor of vegetables. And then I can toss it in a Buddha bowl. I can put it in a salad. Warm roasted vegetables over a cold salad. Oh my gosh, so good. And maybe the kale or the spinach gets a little wilty. I can toss it in a soup later if I want to do that. I can have it for lunch. I mean, there's a million different things I can do with it, and it's in my fridge and ready to go. So I've prepped a few things, but I do want to show you some of the things that I do, just in case you want some tips, some ideas. Maybe you're going to see something here that you don't do that you'd like to incorporate. So I love that idea of learning from each other, neat, quick kitchen hacks to make it easier. So a couple things. I always have a clean kitchen towel over my shoulder so I can go like this. This is a pastry scraper. I don't make pastries, I'm not a baker, but this is awesome for chopping up your veg and then scooping it up and putting it into whatever you want. I always have a clean washcloth ready to go. I don't like sticky fingers or if I'm wiping up something. I got my chickpeas rinsed and drying right now because I'm gonna make I'll show you some roasted chickpeas and tofu. Let's see, my good knife, this is the only one I need. I've got my cutting board. I don't actually use the normal cutting board that was built into this cabinet system. I use, I don't know what the heck this thing is called. I got it at a fancy kitchen store a long time ago. I had a gift card and it washes up so nicely. I've literally had it for probably, I don't know, 10 or 15 years. It's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And it doesn't take on the colors or the smells or anything like a plastic cutting board. It's just so easy. And it's got little rubber ends so it doesn't, move around. Okay, what else? These are scissors, kitchen shears. My bowl. I'm gonna cut up all my veg and put it in this big bowl, toss it around, and then I'm gonna toss it on my baking sheets. I always have this is a little, it's actually like, I think it's from IKEA. I think it's actually like a pot for a plant. That's not what I use it for. This celery is old and wilty and I've got, it's my scraps, my kitchen scraps. I always keep my kitchen scraps from vegetables that I'm cutting up for all the things. Keep it in my fridge and about once a week or every other week, I use it for my own vegetable broth. So that's one way I can reduce, reuse, recycle. If it's gone too far bad, then I'm gonna toss it in my compost. All right, what else? You guys have asked about this before. So these are my cooking pans, but I don't like to have to scrape up pans and I don't care what my pans look like. But these, you use less oil, food doesn't stick. They're incredible. This is called a Silpat. Well, it's backwards. Apparently it's made in France. Again, this was the fancy cooking store when I had a gift card. But you can get any kind of, this one is like, I don't know, just a regular store. And it's all blackened because it's been baked a million times, but it doesn't matter. It's like this silicone rubber mat for your cooking sheets, okay? Brilliant. So what am I putting in my 5 cups, 5 colors? Well, I am not a purist when it comes to recipes. Well, I have to follow recipes. If I'm doing a recipe, I'm following it by the book because I just have no chill about recipes. But if I'm just doing my own thing, I don't have any rules about what's in my bake. I'm just gonna chop a bunch of stuff up. If I want vegetables, there's not a rule about which ones can go together for me. Now, you can do it however you want. That was celery. I've already got some onion in there, so I've got white and green so far. Here's like a yellow kind of a carrot. I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna just chop this up. If you do not know how to use a knife properly and you want to learn how to go smoothly and roll off the knife, that's not working, without cutting your fingers, I suggest just looking up a YouTube video on proper knife cutting techniques. You will learn so much. If your knife is sharp and it's rounded, okay, do you see? I can roll off the veggies and just chop them up. So I love this. I round my knuckles as I come down the vegetables so that I don't chop my fingers off. But I strongly recommend, if you're not good with a knife, learn. It just takes a few minutes and a little bit of practice, and you will get so quick at chopping vegetables, and it won't take as much time. So, and I apologize if my eyes, I'm trying to look at the camera, but I don't even know where the little hole is. All right, I have some more onion here. I just chopped the onion, not in little pieces for a bake. All right, oh, here's one carrot. Again, I don't care what it looks like. It's just going in my mouth, into my belly. I mean, I care what it looks like. I want it to be pretty. It is pretty because I've already got lots of colors, and I love vegetables. But I don't feel like it has to be cut a certain way. If I'm in a hurry, I'm not going to set that kind of a boundary on myself. Now, this is a leek. I don't cook with leeks often, but I wanted to try something new. I went to Trader Joe's tonight. I've eaten leeks before, but usually like in a saute, and so I don't know how it's going to come out in a bake, but I'm going to try it. And I don't know how to cut it for how it's going to bake. I don't want it to frizzle too quickly, but I want it to fall apart. Okay, I'm going to cut it in half that way, and then I'm just going to do this. Let's just see what happens. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I will post a picture after all of this is done. See how it just kind of... Post a picture after all of this is done, and maybe I'll cut the rest of that. I'm not sure. I have a half of a yellow squash. I'm going to cut the end because it was a little dried out, and it'll just go in my veggie broth. But this was just left over in the fridge, and it's going to go bad. I want to use it up, so I'm just going to do some kind of big chunks there. Tiny little bit of zucchini left over from, I don't know what. Boom, there we go. I don't usually put squash in my bake. Like if I'm gonna do a squash, butternut squash thing, that's gonna be like a different thing, but summer squash and zucchini I don't usually put it in a bake because it gets pretty mushy, but I'm tossing it in because I have it and I don't want it to go bad. I am gonna do a few potatoes. If you eat potatoes, don't put them in. If you're trying to steer clear of root vegetables, ground vegetables, don't put them in, but I love these dark black kind of purple ones, and these red ones are so beautiful, and they're tiny little guys. Look at this. Well, the light's kind of bright, but oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So I've got white, red, black, beautiful potatoes. Rinse those off a little bit. I like to put a few potatoes in. It's not the main part of the meal. This is not meant to be a potato dish, but I do like a couple little bites of potato now and then. And again, the amount of potatoes I'm putting in these little baby ones is so small that it's hardly even a serving. I know some of you are steering clear of potatoes, and that's fine. Oh my gosh, though. Look at how beautiful. Can you guys see the inside of this potato? Like, it just looks kind of black on the outside, but it's purple on the inside. I wish you could see that better. I don't think my camera's giving it justice, but dang, that's beautiful. There's only like 2 of these little purple potatoes in the bag from Trader's. This is not an ad for Trader Joe's. I am not, I do not get royalties, but Trader Joe's, if you'd like to, you can. Just kidding. I don't actually hit Trader Joe's very often because I don't live in a town with Trader Joe's. So when I'm there, I love to pick up stuff. Okay, so there's my potato, my leek, and as I'm going, I typically get stuff out of my way. I use my sink as a refuse, like everything else, like bags of things. Like this is a tofu thing. I take care of it later because my bake is gonna be cooking for a little while. All right, oh, okay, I got this tonight at Trader's. Organic, fresh baby broccoli. Beautiful, beautiful. I cannot wait to eat this tonight. I don't get this very often. Toss that aside. I'm gonna rinse these because I don't know if they've been pre-washed. They probably have, but. And my husband doesn't like the stems of these, so he always cuts them off. I don't. There's a lot of value in the stems. There's a lot of nutrition and fiber in the stems. So I leave the stems on. He can cut them off and not eat them if he wants to, but I'm gonna eat them. And if you don't like them, you can always put them in your veggie broth and let them cook down. And add all of those nutrients into the juice of the veggie broth. So all I'm gonna do, I think here, is cut off the ends that are all like rough and really fibrous, that are a little harsh. Put that in my broth container. And I don't know, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut, so it's gonna be kind of like this, right? I'm gonna leave the leaves on there and everything because it's all edible, y'all. This is all good for you. These, the stems, I'm gonna chop up into smaller pieces. What I love about these is they get really soft, and I think they're delicious. So, you know what? It's my kitchen. I do what I want. You do you in your kitchen too, right? Make it work for you. And there you go. There's a vegan cook. She's like a celebrity, and she's on TikTok, and she always says things like so, like that. So she'll do something and be like so, like that. So I love that saying, like so, like that. So here's the ends of the broccoli. I'm just gonna toss those in. There we go. All of it goes in. In you go, in you go. I think this is a compostable little thing, so that's awesome. Okay, now, I always make things as easy as possible. So I've got, sorry about the noise, 3 bags of frozen, oh, I need to put my oven on. Bake, let's see, roast, 400. Sometimes higher, I don't really know. It's saying I have low battery. I hope it's okay. To add more color, I'm gonna do a mélange à trois from Trader Joe's. This is green, yellow, and red bell peppers. They were frozen. They thawed a little bit. But again, I don't care. Boom, baby. Rainbow organic cauliflower. Purple, yellow, green, and white. Now these are kind of big, but they're still frozen, so I can't really cut them up. It's really hard to cut frozen cauliflower. So I'm just gonna toss it in, and we can cut it when we eat it. And Brussels sprouts. These are a cruciferous vegetable. These are among the highest of value of vegetable. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. These are all in the cruciferous category. I don't know what else is in the cruciferous vegetable category. Post in the comments if you know. I'm drawing a blank if there's others. But anyway, these are of especially high value of the healthy veggies. So, ooh, and normally I would cut these also, but they're still frozen. So, like so, like that. It's my kitchen, I do what I want. Okay, now, oh, let me go grab something. I'm going to kind of, all right, I don't need this for the moment. So I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil. I don't usually cook with a lot of oil. I do use a little bit of olive and a little bit of avocado. But I don't think you need a lot of oil. It's very high calorie. There are some good high values in oils, in certain oils, but we get a lot of oil already in the food that we eat, so I don't really typically like to add a bunch. But I am gonna toss this up. And oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. 5 cups, 5 colors. Do you think? This bowl's as big as my head. So, yeah. And then I'm also going to put on, I love just salt and pepper is typically all I spice my veggie roast. for a couple of reasons. Number one, you don't need a lot of spice. When you're roasting vegetables, it has so much already there. Now, if I was doing these vegetables for a specific recipe, like an Italian dish or a Mexican dish or an Indian dish, then I would use specific ingredients. And I have things like marsala, right? A marsala blend to do if I'm doing like a curry or like an Indian type of a thing. But I don't know what I'm gonna eat these vegetables with. I just want to get them cooked, get them prepped, get them in the fridge, and know that I have vegetables for the whole week, and maybe even like the weekend and into the next week, depending on how much I make and how much my husband eats. But seriously, this is so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more olive oil. Also, veggies tend to frizzle pretty good in the oven without, you just don't need a whole lot. I actually just now spilled in a little bit more than I would normally like to. Okay, so I try to get them pretty coated, and then I'll go in and do another, like, a little bit of that. This is a Himalayan pink salt. I go back and forth. I use regular old salt too, because I like the added iodine that's in it. And then sometimes I use coarse sea salt. Sometimes I use the Himalayan salt. So we don't cook with a lot of salt. You don't need it. You don't need a lot of salt. And for those of you who are fighting with, high blood pressure, you definitely don't want to add a lot of salt. So learn to enjoy the vegetables with just their own flavor, a little salt, little pepper, but not a whole lot of salt. Start to really appreciate their own flavor. All right, so I think that's probably pretty good. Oh my gosh, this looks just amazing. Let me show you one more time. I'm just trying to get it all coated. Normally I have music on. I'm missing my music so much. I hope you guys are, when you guys make this, put on some music and jam out. It makes cooking so much more fun. I mean, it looks like a salad. From here, it like, oh, she made a salad. Nope. Okay, now this is what I'm gonna do. Yes! I'm gonna do tofu over here, so I may have to do 2 bakes because I did so much. I don't really have room. Dang, this is so awesome though. Okay, so what I'll maybe do is do the other half on this side and then my tofu over here. But I really need, no, because I'm doing chickpeas too. All right. So maybe as this cooks down, I'll add some. Or, you know what I can do? Here we go. Let's troubleshoot together. Here we go. What's this? And what I think I'll do with this, just to change things up a little bit, is I'm gonna put some foil on that and just kind of cook it a little bit differently. I don't usually do it this way, but there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, these are ready to go as soon as my oven beeps. Now, how long are we in so far? Okay, 18 minutes. So I'm gonna show you how I do my tofu and my chickpeas. I'm also gonna throw in some tempeh because why not? Again, remember, this is a Monday night. Mondays are kind of my days off. I don't really book clients on Mondays, and I do a lot of my behind the scenes business type stuff on Mondays. So this is for my day off, and I typically will food prep on a Monday. If I'm gonna food prep, I'm gonna make as much as possible. I'm not gonna waste my time heating up the oven, getting 1 package of tofu or 1 can of chickpeas. No, I'm gonna do 2 cans of chickpeas, 2 packages of tofu, a package of tempeh. I'm prepping. I'm gonna do it all just one time, not 2 or 3 times during the week. So here's what I've got. Okay, let me rinse some of this off here. I'm going to show you also, you've seen a video of me doing this before with Dr. Gilbert. If if you watch some of the cooking shows that we've done together, we did my shake and bake tofu. I think I've sent the recipe to you guys before too, but here's what I'm gonna do. So I have this clear Rubbermaid container with a lid. Okay, and my chickpeas are rinsed and dried. These are canned. I didn't make them from scratch. I love to do that when I can, when I have time, but I don't always. But I do always keep canned beans in the fridge. Beans, lentils, legumes, they're amazingly healthy, high protein, high fiber. So here we go. Here is my mix that I put on my spice mix. I make a huge amount at a time, and then I refrigerate it, what's left over, and I can use it, like this will be for a couple different bakes. What's in here? I'm glad you asked. Okay, this is nutritional yeast, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika. I usually use smoked paprika. It makes it so good. The flavor's incredible, but smoked paprika is actually kind of hard to find. Turmeric or turmeric, I'm not sure how you say it, and salt and pepper, a little bit of salt and pepper. If I'm doing a Mexican dish and I'm doing chickpeas or tofu, I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna take out the turmeric and I'm gonna add chili powder and cumin, okay? So, what do? I literally, yes, this is gonna be so good. You know how in Tiny Habits group we talk about celebrating? That was me just now celebrating myself. I caught myself saying it out loud and now it's recorded on video. Yes. Okay, I let myself get excited about this because these are habits that I want to make. These are habits I want to keep. This is how I love cooking. This is how I love eating. This supports my health, my well-being, my longevity, my, my joint. I mean, just the whole thing. So I don't need any oil on this. They were a little bit wet, so they just take up the seasoning. Okay, and actually, no, that's probably pretty good. You can't really see the spices on there, but you could add more or less. You could do spicy. Actually, wait for it. Cayenne pepper. Now, if you are a non-spicy person, look away. Close your eyes, avert your eyes, plug your ears, and come back to me in about 10 seconds. This is gonna add a beautiful red color to them too. Now it looks much better. Okay, so now what do? Boom, baby, that's it. And so I think what I'll do, I think I will cook these by themselves for a few minutes before I add the tofu, because they need to kind of be spread out. They like their elbow space. All right. They kind of like their elbow room. You can bake these for like 10 to 15, I don't know. I do it different every time, so there's no rule. After about 10 minutes, take them out, shake them up, and maybe taste one and see if it's to your liking. You can cook them kind of not very long, and they're gonna be still kind of chewy and kind of soft, or you can really get them, like roast them, maybe even broil them like a minute, and you're gonna get them crunchy. So they're kind of like croutons. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I eat them for snacks. Keep them in a jar and eat them as a snack, or throw them on your salad, throw them on anything. Okay, so these are both ready to go. I'm gonna show you what I do for my tofu and my tempeh, but I won't have another pan to put them on. So, organic tempeh from Trader Joe's. Surprise! I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm probably gonna do, I'll do the whole thing. This tempeh, just in case you're wondering, there are 2.5 servings in this package. So that would be half and half. So maybe a little bit like 1, 2, I don't know. Anyway, 2.5 servings in this package, and each serving has 19 grams of protein. This is fermented soybeans. Dietary fiber, 10 grams of dietary fiber. My eyeballs aren't on. 11 grams of carbohydrate. So you know how that works. 11 grams of carbohydrate, 10 grams of dietary fiber. We're looking at a very good ratio there. It's also got potassium, iron, calcium, vitamin D. Here, this gives you a better look. It's nutty, it's chewy, it's amazing. You can do lots of different things with this. I do like to bake it up though. It looks weird. Do you see those dark spots? It's not moldy or rotten or bad, okay? Can you kind of see that? And I know for those of you who are new to this, you might be thinking, what the heck is happening? That's fine. You can be making chicken or grass-fed beef or I don't know, whatever you eat when you eat meat. Fish. Make some fish with this, okay? Ooh. Oh, that was my beep here too. So I'm gonna toss these in. Ooh. Do you see the beauty? And halfway through, I'll kind of rotate these two so they all get equal opportunity on the top shelf. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes first to check. Okay. My tofu, this I'm kind of gonna do blocks like I would do tofu. I'm gonna see how this turns out. I'm kind of curious. I don't always do it this way. So, okay, toss those in. Oh, maybe a little bit smaller. So like that. I don't know. It's your kitchen, you do what you want. Like so, like that. Okay, now, my tofu. I bought a high protein, double protein. Let me show you the package. Where's the package? There's water in it because it was in my sink. Did you see this? Trader Joe's high protein organic tofu, non-GMO. Again, a serving of this is 15 grams of protein. 14 grams of protein. No fiber in organic tofu. So in tofu in general. So that's the difference between tempeh and tofu. You're gonna have all that fiber because the tofu is a little bit more processed. We are not talking about a high processed food. High processed foods are potato chips, cereals, flours, things like that. Tofu and tempeh are not. Tempeh is less processed of a soy product. Tofu is a little bit more, but still really high on the nutritional factor and high quality food. If you're curious about tofu and soy, look it up. A lot of the things you think you know about soy and tofu being scary or bad or not good for men, not true. So look, you go find the research and you discover, is soy bad for me? Is soy good for me? Read the research and you find out. All right. So I have a tofu press. I'm almost done, you guys. I know this is a long video. I hope you're fast forwarding me. Maybe I'll figure out how to fast forward some of the parts. But I have a tofu press. I got it on Amazon. This is called Tofuture. That's such a cheesy name. You don't have to press your tofu. I do when I have time. If I don't have time, I do not worry about it. Tofu tends to have a lot of moisture and liquid in it. It makes it, when you're sauteing with it, it makes it quicker and easier to kind of fry up. If you're gonna put it in the air fryer, you don't need to take the water out anyway because it evaporates and kind of dries out. It'll cook a little bit faster with less moisture in it. So it's up to you. There are certain things that I never press it for and certain things I do. And sometimes I just don't care. So again, I like sort of big blocks, big chunks. I don't like tiny little pieces. So I'm gonna go like this. Well, they're not even, but you get the idea. This is literally, okay, toss it in. Right? Same spice. Shake and bake tofu. and tempeh. Every piece is totally coated with amazing spices. This is gonna taste, I'm telling you, it's gonna taste so good. Even Dr. Gilbert liked it when she tried it. And again, when you get this out of the oven, you decide how long you cook it and how crunchy and crispy you like it. The longer you leave it in the oven, the more it dries out. Kind of like if you had chicken or fish in the oven, the longer you leave it in there, the more it dehydrates and the more it gets kind of chewy and kind of like, you know. But there is a point at which it will become crispy, especially if you did like a quick roast, not roast, broil at the end. If you did use a little bit of olive oil and coat them before you put the spices on, that'll also get a crispiness. So it's up to you. But I'm gonna spread those out on the cake, on the sheet, and maybe I'll grab another one. Because I do want to eat this for dinner tonight. So let's just do another one. I don't have another. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I love to make it as easy of cleanup as possible, and I don't like scraping dirty pans. It is annoying. So, check this out. They make this awesome thing called parchment paper sheets. They're pre-cut. Do I feel guilty about this? I'm not sure. Boom, baby. Yes, yes, yes. Toss that in the sink. Now, these like their elbow room too, so you want it to bake evenly all the way around. And then halfway through, I'm gonna like just flip them over with a spatula, or I'll just pick them up and like kind of move them over. You can easily do this in an air fryer. They work beautifully in an air fryer. The air fryer that we have is just kind of small. So when I'm doing like a big batch cooking and like food prep, I do it on the oven. If I'm doing a quick night of tofu or something, then I'll do it in the air fryer. But we don't have an air fryer that's big enough to cook up. I mean, I have to do like several rounds in the air fryer. Okay, you guys, that's it. So what am I gonna eat tonight? I'm gonna eat several cups of those veggies. I'm gonna have some tofu on the side, and I will probably make a quick green salad, just like a easy, crispy green salad. But throughout the day, to get 5 cups, I can easily eat 2 cups of those roasted vegetables tonight for dinner. And then throughout the day, I will have already had my other cups of vegetables between breakfast and lunch and snack. So this is a quick, easy way. I mean, that was about 30 minutes of me getting all this ready. It's gonna cook for about, the veggies might take 30 or 40 minutes. What time is it? It's already almost 6. I'm a little bit behind on schedule today. I usually like to be eating dinner by now. That's okay. If I wanted to, I could eat something else for dinner and have this just ready to go for tomorrow. So we'll see what we decide to do. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something. I hope you were inspired to be cooking. Maybe you're cooking right now, watching the video, and I'm cooking alongside of you, and you're kind of following along. I hope that's true. I'd love to do more of these videos, so tell me what you think. Tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, what'd you learn, and have a great night. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the holiday challenge, or I'll chat with you at our next one-on-one coaching call. So I hope to see you around. Take care. Bye, everybody.